Steel grinders spin like tornadoes, ripping through roots, dirt, and stone without mercy. This is where even the toughest stumps surrender to pure metal power. Welcome to the world of the most brutal stump-destroying machines on Earth. Welcome to the world of Wood Channel. Deep in the dense forest, an old tree stands tall, its roots buried deep in the earth, as if challenging the march of time. But the stump-pulling machine is ready for battle. The engine roars to life as a massive steel arm reaches out, gripping the tree's trunk tightly. With powerful force, the machine begins to pull. The ground trembles, roots strain and crack as they are wrenched from the soil. The sound of snapping roots echoes through the forest. In moments, the towering tree is uprooted, clearing the way for new sunlight to reach the forest floor. Once again, mechanical strength triumphs over nature's resilience. A heavy-duty excavator grips a thick tree trunk, shaking the ground as it pulls with raw power. The machine twists and lifts, uprooting the entire stump in one smooth, commanding motion. It's a dramatic display of strength and precision, turning a forest obstacle into a clear path. In front of the house stands a stubborn tree stump, an obstacle to a clean and open yard. The SP6016 stump grinder is ready for the task. With a deep growl, its engine roars to life. The powerful cutting wheel spins at high speed, its sharp teeth gleaming in the sunlight. Guided with precision by the operator, the SP6016 advances toward the stump. As metal meets wood, a flurry of wood chips fills the air. Layer by layer, the stump is ground down beneath the surface. Within moments, the once imposing stump is gone, leaving behind a smooth, clear space. The SP6016 has done its job, efficiently, powerfully, and cleanly. In the heart of the forest, a towering old tree stump clings stubbornly to the earth, its roots intertwined deep beneath the ground. Clearing it will demand raw power and precision. A forestry machine, built for strength, moves into position. Its hydraulic claw grips the massive stump firmly. The engine roars, the machine leans back. The battle between steel and nature begins. With a surge of power, the hydraulic arms strain against the stubborn roots. The ground trembles, soil cracks and lifts. Inch by inch, the ancient roots begin to yield. Dust and debris fill the air as the machine pulls with relentless force. At last, with a final, mighty tug, the stump breaks free, torn from the earth. Victory belongs to the machine. The land is cleared, ready for new life to take root. The giant lift machine rolls into place, its arms opening wide to embrace the towering 45-foot elm. With a firm grip, the steel clamps lock around the base. The ground trembles, then lift. The tree sways, roots crack and snap, and in one powerful motion, it's pulled clean from the earth. Precision meets raw power in a feat of modern engineering. Deep in the forest, a massive stump blocks the path. The stump grinder roars to life. The spinning wheel, with its sharp steel teeth, bites into the aged wood. A grinding echo fills the air as wood chips fly. Layer by layer, the stubborn stump disappears. In moments, the forest path is cleared, ready for the next adventure. As the machine kept turning, bits of root snapped like dry twigs. You could see clumps of earth clinging on, almost like they didn't want to let go. But the machine was relentless, steady, powerful, and precise. After a few more twists and a loud creak, the stump finally gave in. It popped out of the ground with a thud, leaving behind a gaping hole and a cloud of dust hanging in the air. One moment it was stubborn and stuck, the next gone. Just like that. Another small victory for man versus nature, with a little help from hydraulics. In front of the house stood a stubborn tree stump, a barrier to a clean, open garden. The stump grinder was ready to take on the challenge. With a thunderous roar, the engine sprang to life, powering the mighty machine. The cutting wheel spun rapidly, its sharp teeth gleaming in the sunlight. Under the precise guidance of the operator, the SP-6016 advanced steadily toward the stump. As metal met wood, a spray of wood chips filled the air. Bit by bit, the layers of wood were ground away, and the stump slowly disappeared beneath the surface. In just a short time, the once cumbersome stump was completely gone, leaving behind a smooth, clean expanse of ground. With relentless force, the stump twisting machine locks onto the root. Its heavy-duty steel claw rotates with precision, breaking through thick wood fibers and tangled roots. In just seconds, the stump is torn from the earth, clean, efficient, and unstoppable. The stump grinder starts with a loud roar as the engine powers up. The spinning cutting wheel, fitted with sharp teeth, begins to rotate rapidly. The operator carefully guides the machine toward the tree stump. As the cutting wheel makes contact with the wood, it chips away layer by layer, sending wood shavings flying into the air. The operator steadily moves the grinder back and forth, gradually reducing the stump into small pieces. In a few minutes, the stump is completely ground below the surface, leaving behind a clean area ready for new landscaping. A large yellow excavator is working in an open area, its arm extended as the bucket digs into a big tree stump. Exposed roots and broken soil scatter around, with dust rising in the air. The tree trunk is gone, leaving tangled roots behind. Sunlight filters through light clouds, creating a hot and dry atmosphere. Here we see a powerful stump grinder in action. The rotating cutting wheel, equipped with sharp teeth, grinds away the tough wooden stumps left behind after tree removal. Slowly and methodically, the machine chips away layer by layer, turning the solid stump into fine wood shavings. This process ensures the ground is clear and ready for new landscaping or construction. The grinder lowers onto the old stump, its blade spinning with relentless force. Slowly, layer by layer, the stubborn wood gives way, dust and chips scattering like echoes of a tree that once stood tall. The sound of grinding fills the air, steady and focused. Bit by bit, the stump fades, until nothing remains but soil, cleared, clean, and ready for new beginnings. The excavator approaches steadily, its bucket clawing deep into the base of the tree. With a firm pull and a burst of power, the stubborn stump gives way, ripped clean from the earth with precision and strength. The machine grips the base of the stump tightly. With controlled force, it begins to twist, its massive head rotating, breaking through roots like threads. The ground shifts, dirt lifts, and bit by bit, the stubborn stump starts to turn. It's not just raw power, it's precision, designed to conquer what lies beneath. The machine locks onto the massive tree stump. Its crushing jaws begin to close, slowly, relentlessly. Wood groans under pressure, splintering with a loud crack. Bit by bit, the once solid stump is torn apart, shattered into broken chunks. Power, precision, destruction, its nature meeting unstoppable force. Along a quiet roadside, an old tree stump stands firm, its roots entangled deep beneath the asphalt and soil. Clearing this space is no easy task. A hydraulic excavator arrives on site, fitted with a heavy-duty claw attachment. The operator carefully positions the machine. The task begins. The powerful steel claw lowers, piercing the ground around the stump. With each forceful pull, soil and tangled roots are ripped apart. Dust and debris rise with every motion. The operator maneuvers with precision, breaking the stump's stubborn grip. The roadside begins to transform, one clawful at a time. Now loosened and exposed, the stump is ready to be lifted. With a final powerful pull, the claw grips the base and wrenches it free from the earth. The stump is set aside, the area cleared. In its place, clean soil will soon cover the scars, the roadside made ready for a new beginning. The Bandit SG-40 rolls into position, steady and compact. At its front, the new Revolution wheel spins rapidly, ready for action. As the wheel touches the pine stump, sharp teeth grind into the wood. Bit by bit, layer by layer, the stump disappears in a shower of sawdust. The machine moves back and forth with precision, shaving down the stubborn stump until it's completely gone. All that's left is a smooth patch of earth and a job well done. A massive tree stands firm, but not for long. The powerful claw machine clamps down, gripping the trunk like a predator. With one powerful lift, it rips the tree from the earth, roots and all. Efficiency meets raw strength in this breathtaking display of modern machinery. The grinder spins at high speed, biting into the stump with sparks and dust flying. Layer by layer, the wood is shaved away until nothing remains but smooth soil. Precision, power, and a job perfectly done. Amid the pristine white blanket of winter, stubborn tree stumps stand firm, challenging the purity of the snow. The stump grinder powers up, its engine roaring, breaking the quiet stillness of the cold season. The grinding wheel spins steadily, sharp steel teeth gleaming against the sparkling snow. Tough layers of wood are crushed, with dust mingling with snowflakes in a swirling cloud. Under the skilled hands of the operator, the persistent stumps vanish, leaving behind a smooth, clean ground, ready for a fresh, new beginning as spring awaits. A heavy-duty excavator moves into position, its hydraulic stump sheer jaws wide open. With precision, it grips the thick base of the tree stump. The steel blades crunch down, cracking through roots and earth. In one powerful motion, the stump is torn from the ground, roots dangling, soil flying. Its raw strength, engineered to tame the wild. The spiral jaws tighten around the tree stump, twisting with unstoppable force. With every turn, roots snap and the earth trembles. It's a brutal ballet of steel and soil, and the stump is no match. The root twisting machine locks onto the stump. With immense torque, it begins to rotate, biting, pulling, and tearing into the buried roots. The ground shakes as the machine twists with purpose, forcing the stubborn stump to surrender. Its raw strength, mechanized and unstoppable. A stubborn tree stump stands firm, its roots gripping the earth like iron claws. The stump twisting machine edges closer. The engine roars to life, and the massive steel auger begins to spin, drilling deep into the hardened ground. With each powerful twist, ancient roots are ripped free, pulled upward in spirals. Soil, roots, and debris swirl into the air. Under the operator's precise control, the machine methodically overcomes the stubborn stump. In just minutes, what was once an immovable stump is now a cleared, clean surface, ready for new projects. Once again, mechanical power triumphs over nature's resilience. In a quiet residential neighborhood, a lone tree stump disrupts the landscape, a reminder of what once stood tall. But its time has come. The stump grinder rolls into place, its engine humming steadily. The cutting wheel spins rapidly, sharp and ready. With careful control, the operator moves the machine into position. As the wheel touches the wood, it begins to grind, layer by layer. Wood chips scatter across the driveway and lawn. Neighbors peek through their windows, watching as the stubborn stump is reduced to mulch. In just minutes, the space is cleared, ready for fresh soil, new grass, and a cleaner, safer yard. The excavator roars to life, its powerful jaws closing around the stubborn tree stump. In one swift motion, steel bites into wood and soil, ripping through tangled roots. Dirt flies, the ground shudders, and just like that, the stump rises, defeated. It's a display of sheer force and flawless precision. In the backyard, an old tree stump stands alone, a stubborn remnant of a long-removed tree, disrupting the beauty of the garden. It's time to reclaim the space. The stump grinder rolls into position. The engine roars, and the cutting wheel spins rapidly, its sharp steel teeth glinting in the garden sunlight. Under the skilled hands of the operator, the machine slowly approaches the stump. As steel meets wood, a crisp grinding sound fills the air. Wood chips scatter, layer after layer of tough wood is ground away. In just minutes, the stubborn stump is gone, leaving a smooth, clean surface ready for new grass, fresh flowers, and a more vibrant garden. In a display of sheer power, the stump shear clamps tightly around the thick tree base. With a mighty pull, the excavator lifts the stubborn roots from the earth, snapping through soil and wood like paper. Dust swirls, metal creaks, and nature yields to engineered precision. It's not just excavation, it's controlled force at work. The machine approaches the tree stump, its steel arm reaching out firmly to grip the trunk. With just a few decisive moves, the entire stump is ripped clean from the ground. The stump grinder roars to life, its spinning blade lowering onto the thick stump. Sparks fly as steel meets wood. With each pass, layers of the stump are shaved away. Bit by bit, the solid trunk disappears into dust. It's precision at work, turning a stubborn stump into nothing but mulch. The twisting head slowly moved in, then clamped tightly onto the tree stump. Moments later, the whole machine began to rotate. The stump was pulled into a powerful spiral, roots snapping, soil and rocks flying in all directions. With each twist, the stump was yanked closer to being freed from the earth. The machine roared loudly, while the stump shook violently, resisting until the very last second. Anyone watching couldn't help but be impressed. Modern machinery really is something else. A powerful grinding machine moves steadily into position, its spinning blade whirring with mechanical precision. As it meets the stubborn tree stump, sparks flicker and wood chips fly, breaking down what remains of a once towering tree. The roar of the motor blends with the rhythm of nature, marking a quiet but determined act of renewal. Bit by bit, the old roots give way, making space for something new to grow. The cutting head keeps spinning, digging deeper into the heart of the stump. Even the old roots, once buried deep in the earth, are no match for the machine's relentless power. With each rotation, stubborn wood fibers are torn apart and ground to dust. The engine's roar blends with the crackling of splintered wood, a symphony of mechanical force and steady precision. The operator expertly maneuvers the grinder, ensuring every part of the stump is thoroughly processed. In just moments, the space once occupied by the massive stump will become a clean patch of earth, ready for new construction or a fresh, green addition to the garden.